Okay, so I'm reading this article, and I gotta say, man, I am fucking livid. Okay, I spent $100 on this game. All right, no matter what I said, I was gonna buy this game regardless. This was my last attempt to try to support the wrestling game industry in my very small way, right? And I gotta tell you, man, I don't care if this thing is on sale tomorrow for $30, $25. It still would be too much. Outside of online, the game is virtually unplayable. My GM doesn't work. I mean, my Rise doesn't work. I'm at this point where two of my Rise saves is halted because the game isn't ending the match. Like, whether I win or lose, the match just keeps going. Or another save I have, it tells me I have to do a certain thing, and when I do that thing, it tells me I didn't do it right. It says that Hector, Hispanic the Hispanic high flyer, he's to get his confidence up, he's supposed to win by pinfall. He wins by pinfall every single time, and the game keeps saying you failed, start over. Every single time. No matter how the match ends, it's always a fail. Right? I sent this in the 2K. Before they put out the patch 106, my universe would crash. And I know it has something to do with the logos and stuff like that. So they put a patch out that said they fixed it. The game crashed yesterday. Like, I'm playing, and I'm not using a shitload of images or anything. What I'm doing is I'm using created wrestlers. But I went into a match, and before the match was even over, and let me say this, bro, I don't know who designed the CPU, but they're retarded. Okay, I put a CPU versus CPU match together, a 65 overall, skinny. I mean, his attributes suck ass. I put his defense down, way down. I put him up against an 85 overall created superstar, and the 65 overall created superstar beat the 85 overall. I'm like, oh, how? How? So what I'm gonna do, I haven't had time to do it, but I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put his stuff all the way down to 0, or as much as I can put it down. I think it's maybe 30. I'm gonna put it down as much as I can put it down, and I'm gonna put him in a match against somebody, and I'm gonna play 5 I'm not gonna play anything. I'm gonna let them play it 5 matches, and I want to see how many times that 30 overall player can beat obviously the higher overall player, and see, like, is there any logic to the matches, or is it just completely fucking random? Because it doesn't make any sense that they don't have the intelligence to understand, okay, my attributes aren't that good. I'm sitting here watching a 65 overall guy who doesn't have good reversal stats, reversing every goddamn thing. I'm like, Jesus. Like, he's literally reversing finisher. He reversed like 3 finishers in a row. I'm like, the logic of this game isn't making any sense. I don't think this game understands what it's supposed to do. So, this game is unplayable for me. I mean, for those who are enjoying, because the only mode that seems to be working the way it was meant to work is the online head-to-head against, player versus player. That's the only thing that seems to be working. And if that's all you want the game for, this game is definitely for you. The gameplay, I feel, has improved. There are some issues with the gameplay that I have, but all in all, it feels better. It feels better than 20. It doesn't feel like a job. It doesn't feel like a chore. It feels good. But the game is unplayable. So I'm reading over this article. It's winning people back, apparently. WWE 2K is winning people back. How? when two of your most what is going to be two of your most played game modes of the year are unplayable. You can't play them. You know, at some point you're going to run into a game-ending bug, game-breaking bug. And I tried using other people in other like saves and stuff like that with my mind rise to see if this problem is a legit problem, and it is. I'm not saying it's one issue, it's multiple issues where it completely breaks the save and you can't progress any further. So I don't think this game is winning anybody back. These puffed up reviews, man, this is the stuff that needs to stop, man. Like like those companies that review games that says, even though, you know, Madden is a well-known mess, but still give it a 7 or an 8 or a 9. You know, like, come on, bruh. This shit needs to stop, man. This game is unplayable. I also knew I would like My Rise. Some may not love it, but this is the bread and butter for the game's content creators. People very much enjoy watching others progress through games, and especially fans of WWE and wrestling games, because of the branching storylines that mimic real wrestling drama. No, the hell it doesn't. And that's another thing. Besides the game-breaking bugs that is a part of My Rise, the story makes no sense. There is no story. There's just a bunch of random occurrences that you have. I clicked on this guy who I've never seen before, so I only assume that it's just some random person they threw into the game. So I click on him, and I'm listening to what he wants, and he's saying, Drew Gulak stole something from me, or said something about my dog or some shit, and I want you to go beat him up, or I want you to go teach him some respect. I'm like, what? What the fuck? What does this have to do with wrestling, bruh? What does this have to do? It's like one of those open world games where it's not really open world, but it's like one of those open world games where you just have the main story and a bunch of side quests that don't really mean shit or have any impact on the main story or anything like that. It's just a bunch of meaningless, tedious filler. That's it. And that's what a majority of My Rise is nothing but filler. Like, this is crazy, man. Like, this game is absolute dog crap, man. And then when they put the patch out to fix, and that's where I was going with that. This is when they put the patch out to fix my universe, to fix the logo problem. I'm thinking that the logo problem is fixed. I'm sitting there putting together my universe, preparing to get everything going. And as soon as the first match I'll play, the game crashes. Like legit crashes. And I wasn't using custom arenas. I just used 2 custom superstars. One superstar I made from scratch, but another one I downloaded that didn't have that. Like, he didn't have any logos on him at all. And we were in a Raw arena, and before the match was over, before I won, oh no, I think I did win. I did win the match. And this is the 65 overall player, because I wanted to see how this dude would play against me. And I gotta tell you, that had to be the most confusing fight of my time playing the game, because that 65 overall guy put up a hell of a fight. A hell of a fight. And I'm getting decent at the game. I mean, I've only been playing it for maybe a total of 3 days over the past, few weeks, because the game's been unplayable. And I'm getting better at the game, but I gotta tell you, man, that has been by far the hardest challenge I've had. I mean, as a female character, I fought Sasha Banks and took her out immediately. But against this 65 overall guy, it was a test. It was a test. It was a test of my ability so far. Jesus, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. This game makes no sense. It makes no sense. I'm done with 2K. I'm done with NBA 2K. I'm done with WWE 2K. I said last year I was going to be done with Madden. I didn't buy Madden this year. I have no plans on buying Madden this year. I have no plans on buying 2K. I have no plans whatsoever. I don't care what they come out with. I don't have no plans to play a 2K game for the foreseeable future. until a game is put out and everybody says, this is the best game I've ever played. I'm not buying another game. Ever. I'm not buying another game. And this is what all the customers that rant and rave about these video games, I get the frustration. But the one thing you got to do if you want to see change is stop buying any shit. Just stop it. It's like we settle for disrespect because without it, we have nothing else. We don't, this is why people have been settling for Madden for all these years, because there's nothing else. Or you're forced to go back and play some old games that give you somewhat of the feeling that you wish these newer games would give you. You're forced to relegate to this stuff. Just stop buying a game. If you force money out of their pockets, they will have to either make changes or move over and let somebody else who will take the job seriously handle it. Man, this is they put the patch out. They put it out. And look, I expect people who make products and sell products to mislead you as much as they can to push their product. But this has to be some kind of illegal action. Like what they're lying. This is isn't this considered what do you call it? Like bait and switch or some shit. Like they're telling you all this stuff. They're giving you they're previewing all this shit. They're telling you all the stuff that's in this game, and then it just comes to find out like that is I don't know, immoral business practices or some shit. I don't know what you call it, but it has to be against the law to mislead consumers to the extent where they're just straight up lying. They are straight up lying, just trying to push their fucking product. That has to be report these motherfuckers to the Better Business Bureau. Some shit needs to be done, bro. I can't think of anything else, man. I can't think of anything else. Jesus, it's like if a rapper told you this is going to be the hardest, most grittiest rap album you ever heard in your fucking life. And as soon as you buy the album, it's like 15 song. It's like a 15-song album with 15 Korean pop hits or some shit. It's weird, bruh. It's strange. It's like they're lying to you. They're giving you something that they didn't advertise. Or, that they advertise something different. They're giving you a different product. I believe it's called bait and switch, where you bait the line and then you switch it out for something different after you done reeled them in. It has to be illegal. I'm going to look that shit up. I'm going to look it up because I would think that if they're just straight up lying about a product, you would be able to have some kind of class action suit or some shit. Something, man, bro. Because at this point, they're just straight up lying just to push the product. And it has to be punishable in some way. But I know some people are going to hear this and say, dude, you're crazy. I mean, it's just a video game. That's why I'm not buying any more games, man. And nobody should. Because the product that they gave us is not the product that they pushed. When they told us that my faction, the new mode, was in the game, they told us about all this exciting stuff that was going to be surrounding this thing. And then what you didn't know until you got the game was that it's fucking offline. You can't even play anybody. So it's what the hell is the point? What is the point of having the goddamn game? You can't play anybody. I mean, what's the point of playing that mode? You can't play anyone. You're just collecting cards just to say, oh, hey, look, I got this card right here. I guess I'll go play the computer. What the, bruh, what the hell? This makes no, they lied about everything. It feels like they lied about everything. And I don't know. At this point, man, and I'm so emotional about this shit, man, because so many other people growing up, wrestling was a major love of mine. I loved wrestling, loved professional. I used to always call it soap opera for men because it gave you all the drama and all the action that young boys could want, And when you're young enough, you believe this shit is real. When a motherfucker say, I'm going to kill you in the ring, you really think, okay, he hates this guy. He might actually try to kill this motherfucker. It's fun for little boys, okay? So growing up, playing the games, as long as I've been playing the games, man, I'm a very nostalgic person, man. I'm a very nostalgic person. So when I play these games, I'm coming at it from a place of love because of how I felt the first time I played a wrestling game. So I'm just kind of like, I never thought I'd get to this point where I'm at the end of my rope where I say, I can't do it anymore, man. I can't support it anymore. And if the wrestling game industry were to die out, which I don't think it will, because you're still going to have people that's going to buy it. I hate this game. Maybe next year will be better. People will still do it. But I'm done. I'm done giving hope. I thought with the 2-year layoff, I mean, something will come of this. Nothing. This is 2K20 just with more detailed graphics and a different menu system, whatever, and different controls. That's it. But it's basically 2K20. Same dumb animations, same interests, same music. This time you can't change any of the interests. You have to use ones that's already built. Same stuff. It's just the same old, same old. This game is garbage. I mean, if I had to give it a rating between 1 and 10, the only thing that's making me not give this shit a 1 is the fact that the gameplay is better. And when the game is not completely fucking you over, and you're actually, even though My Rise is just a mess. I mean, it's about finding the small things in the moments that make the game feel good. It's about looking at the little things. And there were times where when I would, start some random feud with somebody, I don't even know what fucking month it is. Start a random feud with somebody. Like I fought Rey Mysterio, and that shit got so personal so quick. We had like 3 matches, and it got so personal to where I was disrespecting Eddie Guerrero or some shit. But it was fun for that small little piece. Like the first My Rise save that I had, that I stopped playing because they put me in an over-the-top rope. And this was when I first started playing. They put me in an over-the-top rope thing to see who would get into the Royal Rumble. And I kept losing. And I thought, oh, man, well, I guess I'm not going to be in the Royal Rumble. No, you got to play this shit until you win it. And if you sustain too much damage, and what I mean by too much is if that little bar goes down a little bit, do not let them Irish whip you against the fucking ropes, because it's almost assured that you're going to get thrown out. And they have a really weird, buggy way of moving when there's multiple people, when there's more than 2 people in a ring. They have a really weird way of acting, because you never know when they're going to come after you. So I kept getting kicked off, or they'll throw me against the ropes and I'll just fly over the top of it. So I kept losing. But I'm going to go back, and I think I'm going to try it again like tomorrow or something. But, this game had potential, because when I'm playing it, it's not completely hopeless. If they put out a series of patches over the next 2 or 3 months, I'm talking big fucking patches. I'm talking maybe a gigabyte here, 2 gigabytes there, 3 gigabytes the next time. They could fix this shit. And sure, it'll still be 2K20.5 or something, but it'll still be better than 2K20. So I ran it for 20 minutes, man. It felt good. I feel better now. I don't feel like a complete dumbass for giving them $100, even though every fiber in my being was trying to be optimistic. I was fooled. Just like so many other people were fooled. These reviews are fucking fake. Do not give them your money. I'm done with 2K. I'm not buying 2K23, 2K23, anything. I'm not buying it. I'm done. And I have no plans to buy Madden in the future. So hopefully everybody else has the balls. If they hate how these companies lie, manipulate to get your money and not give a fuck about how you feel about anything, if that's the case, just don't buy this shit. And if enough people do that, and their sales start to dip, maybe we'll start seeing some changes. But until then, expect to be pissed on and told it's raining. All right.